Welcome back. We're doing another tier list after the Greenbell update. Now, if you're wondering why everything is where it's at right now, I did another tier list where I really went in depth on what the different artifacts do and why they're placed where they are. So today, instead of going through all of that hullabaloo again, we're just going to make a few changes. There are quite a few changes, actually. And I also wanted to make a few things about it a little more clear. D tier is the tier that you should not be messing with at all. You're just going to use those for artifact fragment fodder. C tier is made up of artifacts that can be useful if you just so happen to already have them or to pull for them, but they will ultimately be replaced by something else. And here is where a couple of our changes come in. First of all is Rockstar's artifact. They did make changes to the artifact where it no longer is RNG based. However, all of the buffs that it gave are severely reduced, which makes sense because you're getting all three of them at once. And I think that that's a fair balance, a fair compromise. However, since we've already established that there are other artifacts that are very good for assist cookies, such as Break Time Snack, at least for the duration of this event, I'm going to move Encore Performance down into D tier. At least with the current event going on in the game, I think it's more beneficial to break down your copies of Encore Performance so that you can level up better artifacts. The other one is a warming meal. I apologize, I did actually misread the effects on this one. A warming meal and then Snowy Slope Speeding both give you crit rate and crit damage, but Warming Meal gives you elemental attack, whereas Snowy Slope Speeding just gives you regular attack. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't know which one is better. I'm going to move Warming Meal up to A tier with Snowy Slope Speeding because it can be equally as versatile. If you have limited resources, you should not be trying to build both of them. Just pick one of them and go with it. Alright, so that's C tier. B tier is made up of artifacts that are really good for their signature cookies, but not for anyone else. Some of them can be replaced by options in higher tiers, some of them can't. If you want more detail on that, then please go watch the first video that I did. With that being said, Greenbell's artifact, Lovely Wish, is going to be going into B tier. So again, if you want to build Greenbell, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. Midnight Waltz is very useful for both Blackberry and Chamomile. And I would argue that it's almost necessary for them to be useful, so I'm actually going to move it up into A tier. Now, up into A tier, Aim Down Spice, I'm moving up into S tier, because currently in the game there are multiple ranged fighters, and all of them can make really good use of Jalapeno's artifact, which makes it a very good, very versatile artifact. And since we were putting Opportunity Strikes up here in S rank for the slash cookies, it only makes sense that there's something up there for the ranged ones as well. I did consider moving some of the other artifacts from A tier up into S tier, but they just aren't as versatile as the three that are up there right now, but they still are very good artifacts for you to invest in. We'll be able to use one artifact for multiple cookies, which makes them very worth your while. This is the new tier list for the Greenbell cookie update. I hope that this helped you. Have a blessed day and keep being awesome. See ya.